Hey there and welcome MJ traders and investors. It's Rod with Powell Group. Welcome back in the pursuit of wealth for an MJ sector review. Today's a review for Tuesday, June 22nd. I hope you are all well today. And in today's video, we're going to run through some news and events a little bit longer today. There's quite a bit of news on the day today, so we'll spend a little bit more time than usual on that. And then we'll look at the Canadian and US charts and the MJ space. But before we do, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. As always, I'll put some timestamps in the description below for your convenience as well. So an article here from High Times, Connecticut officially legalizes recreational MJ, and Ned Lamont signed a bill to make Connecticut the fourth state to legalize recreational MJ so far in 2021, and likely not going to be the last. And lots of positivity, especially with US legalization potentially ramping up as well. The more individual states that legalize at the state level, it's just only going to increase the odds, and it's not so much a matter of if, but when, and just an inevitability in my opinion. So Louisiana governor also signs bill to legalize smokable medical MJ. And in other news, Mexico's Supreme Court moves to end MJ prohibition itself after lawmakers fail to act. So keep an eye on some political and legislation changes there in Mexico for our neighbors down to the south. So US Supreme Court declines to hear MJ tax case. And if you want to learn more about that, you can check it out. But that was an article from MJ Biz Daily. Also, MJ firms, developers line up real estate ahead of New York's adult use sales. So basically scrapping up anything they can. Entrepreneurs, developers on the prowl for real estate, scooping up everything from former prison site to greenhouses. And there are even plans for a sprawling MJ campus. So lots of positive. Can't wait until we see more companies start to expand into New York, and that's going to be a massive market. So I did a video on this yesterday, but Body and Mind reported Q3 2021 financials, and they came out with the press release today. You can check that out, but essentially some highlights here: 580% record revenue growth in Q3 2021 compared to Q3 2020. And you can check out the rest of those highlights there, but positive adjusted EBITDA of 1.54 million, an improvement of 133% over Q2 fiscal year 2021 at 0.66 million. So again, did a video on that yesterday detailing it, but I would strongly encourage you to go check that article out directly from BAM as well. And also an early BAM investor, actually Australis Capital. Some news here as well that MJ firm Australis Capital changing its name to Audacious Brands. So guess they feel like they've pretty much done everything that they possibly could to make investors hate them. And not surprising that they're changing their name. Let me know in the comments below if you're a fan of Australis, or in this case, Audacious Brands. Also, Australian MJ producer buys Canopy Growth's Denmark facility for 20 million Canadian. As we still see a lot of the big, Canopy Growth, Aurora was the same. Going, they were just trying to, who has the biggest muscle, so to speak, who's going to be the biggest. And then they forgot about actual, trying to preserve cash and scaling when they need to. And we know that cash has been king, and we have seen time and time again that a lot of LPs have made these mistakes, except for Hexo. Hexo is actually buying facilities rather than selling facilities. So again, I really didn't like the approach that Canopy and Aurora took, and it's starting to come back to bite them. Also, local MJ beverage outlet launches to remind Canadians MJ retailers sell drinks too. And this is put on by Trust Beverage Co., which is the joint venture between Molson Coors and Hexo. So I found this really cool, and that's going to be at the storefront takeover at Miss Jones MJ and Osgood Outpost to draw attention to the challenges MJ retailers are facing, which greatly differ versus other adult beverage retailers, and reminds legal age consumers that the LCBO is not the only store selling beverages this summer. So some pretty cool marketing here. LCBO, local MJ beverage outlet. So wouldn't expect anything less really from an initiative and a project put on by Truss or Hexo. So marketing is just absolutely fantastic, and Molson Coors. So again, going to remind you to go check out the MJ Council of Canada and help shape the future of MJ. Essentially, we're just going to help sign a petition to allow for more beverages to be purchased. You can buy 1,000 bottles of oil spray, but only 5 beverages. Makes absolutely no sense. Go down here. There's a template. You can't edit the message. You just put your name in, your email, and postal code. Again, you cannot edit this. It's just a template. So I encourage you to go fill that out and make your voice heard. So taking a look at HMMJ here on the Canadian side. So we are consolidating on the weekly, and we're looking for a weekly higher low compared to $9. And at this point, we're going to set up a potential weekly trend change. So if we can hold the low here at $9 and then break the high of $11.53, so let's say we form a higher low, we set a higher low at $10, and then we break the high of $11.53, that's going to confirm a weekly uptrend. And at that point, that would mean that our monthly consolidation is over and we're holding EMA 12. So it's looking good here on the monthly, and we've only got about 8 days left. So it's going to be a crucial end of the month here. And Canadian MJ standing out a little bit stronger from what I can see in terms of the charts. TLRY, so again, very similar to that HMMJ ETF. So we're bouncing here on the weekly, looking for higher low compared to 1341, which is a bounce off the 200-day moving average. So the high of this bounce at 2304, if we can hold 1341 on this pullback and then break resistance up at 2304, that would confirm a weekly uptrend. And then that means our monthly higher low on Tilray would also be set. And after having held the EMA 12 and the 10-month moving average on this pullback. So again, going to be an extremely important close to the month, in my opinion. We've got just under 8 days left. So really looking forward to see how we close out this monthly candle. But we'll just take a look at a couple other names here as well. So CGC looking for a higher low compared to 2172. So let's take a look at Hexo. Hexo weekly equilibrium still holding. So we have the low, high, higher low, double top, higher low, another higher low attempting. We did see a bear break, but not much follow through. So we're going to want to break 755 from here to confirm a weekly uptrend and monthly higher lows being set. But again, holding EMA 12 and the 10-month moving average. It's a fairly consistent theme amongst all of the big tier ones. Hexo being number one, Tilray, and CGC. I still think that CGC and Tilray are going to be leading the market in terms of sentiment, in terms of the Canadian sector, and we'll be watching HMMJ as well. But Hexo starting to add them to the list here as we're watching a possible weekly inverse head and shoulders as well. So if we hold the low here, essentially if we hold 550, that keeps the hopes of a weekly inverse head and shoulders alive. And if we confirm that with a break of 755, then we're targeting about $10, and then we would have a lack of resistance up until 1104 as well, which is the 52-week high. So again, lots of names scouting weekly higher lows, looking for weekly trend changes to indicate monthly higher lows being set. VFF, same deal, got a lot of room here to form a weekly higher low. SNDL, same deal. And that's pretty much going to do it. I do want to check it OGI real quick here as well. So again, looking for those weekly higher lows and holding pretty much every name holding their monthly EMA 12 and 10-month moving average. So liking what I'm seeing here in terms of the monthly charts and this consolidation. A lot of names still in monthly uptrends. So no major red flags whatsoever. Love holding up really well as well. So this is a name that we're extremely bullish on. They just dropped a new product, Do-Si-Do. So between 20 and 28%, and looks really good. Can't wait to try that one. But 52-week high at 18 cents. If we get over that, we could see some fireworks. Taking a look at the bull and the bear list. So we had KBEV, VLNS, and RIV leading the decline today. And on the bull list, we only had two, High Tide and Tilray. Speaking of Tilray, just want to highlight here that we are holding the 10-week moving average at 1705. So a close above that would be bullish this week. We already had a bull cross on the stochastic. MACD very close to having one, so a little bit of work to do in that front. But in terms of the weekly moving averages, we have the 100 weekly moving average down at 1537. So if we do lose 17, watch that $15 level, which is also the 200-day moving average at 1494. And that's coming after having held it the first attempt, but we rejected, found resistance at the 100-day moving average, now looking to find support. We got above the 50, now looking to backtest to confirm as support, because if we lose that, it's going to be concerning, because that would be our second touch of the 200-day moving average in just a few weeks. And if we see more weakness from here, we could see a death cross there with the 50 crossing through the 200. So just something to keep an eye out for, and a bit of a warning sign. We also are struggling to close over the weekly VWAP there at 2006. So if we can close a weekly candle above that and change this weekly trend, set our monthly higher lows, that's going to look real good for Canadian MJ and specifically the Tilray chart. So moving on to the US side, so taking a look at MSOS, so you can see here we are a bit weaker than the Canadian counterparts. So we had weekly, monthly support at 37.56, and now we lost that. The new low of this week is 37.34. And if we take a look at the monthly time frame, we're just looking for that monthly high or low. But at this point, again, it's showing a lot. It's not set up well at all, especially if SPY sees a daily lower high, the S&P 500. Check out my broader market video from earlier on today if you want to learn more about that. But essentially, we could see daily lower highs, and we are not set up well. It's been correlating very, very heavily, and we could see more weakness in an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross if there's any real weakness in the S&P 500. So USMJ clearly lagging as weaker here and not set up well in face of potential broader market weakness. But in terms of the bull and bear list, we had EN, KBEV, and BEV. And on the bull list, we had TAUG, CRWG, and BioHarvest. So BAM didn't really do much today. It did get the daily bounce underway, having broken 45.5 cents here, but we pulled back within yesterday's range. And a lot of people I know were disappointed. It wasn't, the day that we expected. And they had a great quarter. And a lot of people were wondering, why is it that BAM, everything else is running and the market's running and BAM's not? Well, that's generally the case through my experience. BAM usually has a mind of its own. And when the market's up, it's either flat or down. Not always, but more often than not. And then watch if SPY's down tomorrow, BAM will be up double digits. So again, I don't have a crystal ball. That's just, me playing fun. And that's generally what I've noticed in my observation throughout my tenure and trading career. So taking a look at the weekly charts here, just at CL. So CL, Cresco Labs still in a weekly downtrend. So again, no sign of a reversal here, and we still have a lot of work to go. We haven't even started the weekly bounce yet. So after we break the high of the previous weekly candle, then we still need to top out, form a higher low and a higher high and a weekly trend change. So again, USMJ not set up as well at all. So Cureleaf a bit stronger here though, holding support at 15.32, and GTII so holding its support at 31. And do want to bring up Trulieve here real quick as well. So Trulieve, one of the weaker ones. We could see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross here as well. But support at 43.52 was lost. We have 43.20. So Trulieve, another one of our weaker tier 1 MSOs. But like I said, Canadian charts looking a lot better in terms of setups and weekly trend changes, and just Canadian MJ set up a lot better, especially if we see broader market weakness. All right, going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth for an MJ Sector review. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel on your way out. Tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos, and we'll see you tomorrow after market close.